four things they said was knowledge, skills, ability, and experience. Those are the four things they were looking for across the whole panel when it comes to hiring and hiring in this new age of AI. Now, one question was, what are you hearing from partnerships? 'Cause a lot of these companies, they partner with schools and things like that, just internally and externally with other companies. And one was, welcome back to JRUS TV. If you're new to my channel, hit that like, comment, subscribe button. We cover all things business, investing, and self-improvement content. That's something you're interested in. Hit a like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what y'all think. If you're returning to the channel, appreciate you tuning back in. Make sure you hit that like button. Want to do a quick little video of what I learned in this AI event in DC this past week. If you don't know, I live in the DMV area, so I do go to DC a lot, and I go to a lot of events, a lot of rooftops, a lot of tech events. I work in the tech industry. It's a lot of defense legacy contractors in this area, a lot of tech, a lot of innovation. So I like being in the DC area, and I got invited into this one event this past week. In this cohort that I'm a part of, Greater Part of Washington. I received a scholarship from them when I was in college, university a couple years ago, a tech data credential scholarship. So I took some data analyst classes, and they gave me the scholarship and actually assisted in giving my job today that I work. So I always stay in touch with the cohort and the people, show love. And I like AI, and I like to learn about different stuff, and I like the tech industry. So here's a little quick overview of the view. April 21st, Future of Talent Partner Conversation. So the event we went to, these were the guest speakers. You had Miss Latoya Smith, who works with Dominion Energy. We had Mr. Mike Keller, who's part of Maryland Manufacturing Extension Partnership, and David, who's a part of Mr. David Northrop Grumman Corporation. This was talent strategies for advanced manufacturing in the age of AI. So I was able to receive a lot of good information on what the job market is like. A lot of professors that were in the room, a lot of teachers just trying to understand how they can best prepare their students in the world of AI. Like it says here, this conversation will explore how emerging technologies are reshaping manufacturing through the region and what it would take to promote industrial growth and prepare the workforce for future opportunities. So definitely it was a good panel, and I have a few notes that I was going to share with you all. Some notes. This is just anyone particular, but overall, I heard one thing, that there were a lack of managers and higher ups who are learning these new skills to be aligned with the students. She said a lot of times a lot of students are coming in knowing more than the professors. So that was one issue they were seeing across the workforce currently, and how AI is displacing workers. They weren't say AI was directly affecting them. Now they did say certain companies, are laying off due to AI, more efficiency, more productivity. But in their specific region, AI is really just a tool for them. They definitely confirmed that AI was just a tool for their workers. They definitely confirmed that AI is a tool for their workers. It's assistant. It helps productivity. They weren't really saying, I didn't hear too much about AI is taking jobs like that. Even especially in the energy industry, I asked the young lady, she said, no, what we do, AI can't really disrupt it. So, it helps, but it doesn't disrupt it. They have not let anyone off because of AI or anything like that, So it was just good insight that certain industries that you're in are not going to be disrupted by AI. So that's something you really have to be particular about, which we kind of already knew. I believe it's going to be the basic task jobs that will be taken by AI. They also said they need to continue to create apprenticeship programs. Apprenticeship programs work. That has been confirmed. Apprentices program works, and there needs to be more of that for specialized skills. The main four things they said was knowledge, skills, ability, and experience. Those are the four things they were looking for across the whole panel when it comes to hiring and hiring in this new age of AI. Now, one question was, what are you hearing from partnerships? Because a lot of these companies, they partner with schools and things like that, just internally and externally with other companies. And one was focusing not heavily on 4-year degrees. They were saying that a lot of times managers have this strict notion of who they want to hire, saying such as when they came in the industry, when they were young in the early 2000s or whatever, they had this, that, and the other to get this position. but it's not the same in this generation, you know? So that's something they're being more lenient on. 4 degrees, pairing it with more so, like I said, knowledge, skills, ability, and experience. Those are the things they're really trying to look forward to now, not necessarily 4 degrees. Now, take that with a grain of salt because even though they say that, when I look for high paying jobs in my industry, particularly, they want a 4 degree or MBA. So take that with a grain of salt. Me personally, I still think an MBA, a college degree, is one of the good investments you can still do. You just have to be particular in what you major in, you know? Next was skill taxonomy, being aligned with critical skills that align with the position. They were heavily focusing on critical skills. Like I said, not too much a 4 degree. Do you have the skills to really complete the task? You might not have everything, but do you have the majority of things that we can work with you? That's another thing they said they were looking for now. Another thing was culture fit, enterprise responsibility, and skills. Skills came up again. Do you have the skill set? Even when I first had my job, I didn't know everything about it. I'm still learning the job now, but I had the basic skill sets that were able to get me in the door. I was able to adapt and learn in a high paced environment. Another thing they mentioned too is that AI screening is making a lot of mistakes. One gentleman said AI screening is making mistakes from not choosing the best task, not the best individual for the job task or the job description. So that is something that they highlighted and that they said they're looking into because you're getting a lot of good work turned down when they're really good or they just don't edit their resume right. So that's another thing. Make sure you pay attention to your resume and really catering it to the job description. That's really, really important. What else can I share? Now, some questions I particularly wanted to answer to the panel. Once the panel kind of ended, and it was kind of like a networking session. You could just eat, get some drinks, talk to people. I made my way to Mr. David, who works for Northrop Grumman. I just basically asked him, what are they hiring? Plain and simple. Like, what are the main majors? What are the main areas they're hiring? He said, because it's a tech company, so he said computer engineering and electrical engineering. So those are the two main things that they're seeing in his department they're hiring right now. So there you go. He said business as well, but the engineering is where it's at. He did tell me though, real live. He said computer science is iffy right now. Straight up. He said computer science is iffy right now. He said with AI, he's like, He said it's iffy with the computer science these past couple of years. It's been slowing down. He's not going to lie. But he said computer engineering and electrical engineering are two main majors that they're seeing being hired right now. Now, I did ask Miss Latoya, she works with Dominion Energy. What is she seeing when it comes to data centers? What how is it affecting the company? Things like that. And she said the media is kind of sparing it in a wrong way. Like she understands, they see that certain data centers in certain towns are kind of harming it. But she said for the majority, that's not what it is. Data centers, they get a higher tax rate than the normal data centers, AI ones. They're paying, she said they're paying their fair share. Trust and believe. They're paying their share fair. They're making these data centers make 10, 15-year commitments to the communities. It's not I'm gonna build this for the next 3 years and I'm done and I'm gonna leave it there. She said no, they're committing to these 10, 15, 20-year deals and they're paying a significantly higher tax, higher fee, higher energy fee than a normal person. She said the energy prices coming up in the area isn't from data centers. So this is my last point. She said it's coming from the weather changes. She said a lot of people are blaming data centers for the energy splurges, but it's not. This is from her. Dominion Energy. This is the largest energy supplier in the Northern Virginia region. She said they had North Virginia has one of the biggest data center, the biggest data centers, I think, in the U.S. I think Northern Virginia has the biggest data centers. Northern Virginia has the most data centers in the U.S. Northern Virginia, and that's like an hour from me. So it's like this is coming from the horse's mouth. Legit, good game I'm giving y'all. Like, so I'm gonna document it. But she said no. The higher energy prices are coming from the weather. If you're from the DMV area, our weather's been crazy lately. One day it's snowing, no cap. It was snowing 20 degrees, 25 degrees snowing. The next day or two, it was like 60, 70 degrees. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying. It has been crazy, man. It has been crazy. So she said that is where the high energy prices are coming from. I don't want to make this video too long. But a couple of other major middle things that I'm seeing is there's not a single course to suffice all the demand right now. Trades versus 4-year degree skills. Trade may be more durable. One gentleman was saying, who works in the manufacturing industry. He said manufacturing is a good career. And he said a lot of times students need to see the field. They need to see the manufacturing facilities. They need to step on it and really see what they're doing. So they said seeing is believing. So don't knock a major or an industry because it sounds boring. Do some research, look at some videos, see if you can go to a company and kind of get a hands-on experience, And the DMV is looking to attract more talent. They ended off with the workforce and economic development. They said in this region, most growing 2% of the jobs are mainly growing in this area. And they said, what role do you see in our region playing in broader manufacturers? The answer I think I had was being innovative about where we can grow. Oh, that's what they said. Because he was saying that basically they're saying like we're not seeing that much growth like that no more. And one of them was saying there's nowhere to really grow. We can't build like that anymore. So with Northrop Grumman, like they have a big office in McLean, Virginia, but one of the guys was saying that there's no more space. You can't go up, you can't go out no more. So you have to go out the DMV area or commute in. You have to go out to find more job opportunities. So they were just saying, some of the professors and stuff were just saying, can y'all make opportunity that can reach out to suburbs and expand, going out further in Virginia, going further out, because we're kind of in the hub right here. So how can we grow and extend job opportunities to further in the rural areas, the suburb areas? But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thought I'd just share some of my thoughts, some of my notes that I got from this event. It was a very insightful event, and continue to do research. I do online research, and I also do in the field research. I take my time to go out to these events because I really want to understand AI and the effect it's going to have over the next year, both good and bad. And this channel, how we can position our portfolio, our money to invest in the companies that's going to, generate wealth for myself and the future family, That's all we about. J Russ TV, appreciate y'all tuning in, like, comment, subscribe, and we out.